Now, I want to talk about top sets and back off sets. Now, this is a programming technique that I'll often use for exercises that are quite psychologically exhausting or just quite exhausting in general. Now, oftentimes you'll take an individual who is reasonably strong at least, and you might ask them to do an exercise that is very, very psychologically demanding. It's very exhausting in a number of different ways, such as a hack squat or an RDL, things that take a lot, compounds usually. Now, what a top set and back off set does is it essentially prescribes one initial heavy set that you would warm up for, and then you perform a really heavy set that's usually targeted at a lower rep range. Anytime we're doing lower rep ranges, typically you're expected to do a bit heavier because there's less reps required to do, so you can do heavier weights. Now, the top set is that heavy set. And when we talk about the back off sets after, those are usually the set or two that happen after that, where you've been prescribed two lighter sets with a bit less weight to target higher reps. So then you've got top set, which is specifically aimed towards a heavy set with slightly lower reps. And then you've got at least one or two sets after, which we would call the back off sets. That are specifically targeted towards higher reps and slightly less weight. And what this does is it essentially just splits things up. So you've got a variance across the weights that you're lifting, that psychologically it's a little bit easier to cope with. People typically train closer to failure and apply themselves in their sets a lot more when you aren't asking them to do three really exhausting, draining sets that are very, very heavy back to back. And you give them a chance to do one heavy set and then some lighter sets, and it just keeps things a little bit more even, a little bit more split up, and typically people's performance increases as a result. So this is why we use that programming technique of top sets and back off sets.